Peace, this is Brother Hot Tim. Once again, I just hit mile 3, but I'm not recording this one on mile 3. Hopefully those that listen to mile 3 will check in to this one. This is Gye-Nyame journey. And of course, this is Brother Hot Tim. I want to send shots out first to those fans that I love and support, because they support me. First off, Oxy Water, the first flavored oxygen-enhanced mineral water. Check it out. For those of you that try to live a healthy lifestyle, Oxy Water has basically everything you need other than eating healthy. So, get some real hydration rather than sugar water and stuff that's out there. I'm going to drink some Oxy Water as soon as I get in the house and when I get done with mile 3. Also, I want to send shots out to Orange 82 for the intro and exit music as well as commercial music. And I got some more music coming. Check out Orange 82. Go to orange82.com. Check out how I call it surfing music for all those that be working late at night up on the internet. Check it out. Help you stay up, help you stay alert so that you can find what you're looking for on the internet and get your words out. Also, go to www.oxywater or www.tryoxywater.com. Check it out. I'm quite sure you will be impressed. Now, on to present matters. The reason I'm doing Gye-Nyame Journey instead of on mile 3 is because I started a story series and I'm doing a story series on Gye-Nyame Journey. So I want to keep that in line so I can have all those stories in one place. So the story that I will be doing for you today is called The Lying Jakel. All right. The Lying Jakel. So, here we go. Once upon a time, long, long ago, when animals could talk, there was a jackal in the forest, and this jackal could not find any food, and he was scavenging around the forest, and he could find absolutely nothing. So, knowing that he was risking his life, he chose to go into a human village. Going into the human village had several problems. Mainly, men don't like jackals, and they were going to immediately try to kill him. But since it was dark, he decided to sneak in late night and try to eat some food from the garbage pile. So he was successful in sneaking in. He didn't wake up anybody, but when he found food, he started eating. And when I'm talking about eating, he really started grubbing. He started making noise, and in this village they had dogs. And although dogs and jackals are cousins, dogs hate jackals. So 5 of them snuck up on him. Crouched down low, they crept up on him while he was in the pile, enjoying himself, filling his belly. And he was so focused on the food that he didn't pay attention to any of his other senses. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, all the dogs pounced. One grabbed the leg, another grabbed the forepaw, another one grabbed the ear, one went for his throat, and the 5th one was on his back. And he spent around real quick, throwing them off of him and running as fast as he could, as fast as a jackal could, because they built kind of funny. He ran towards a wall, and with all of his might, he jumped over the wall, clearing the wall. The dogs stopped, and they waited for him to come out. As he flew up in the air, he landed in a pool. Now, this pool, or the wall that he jumped over, belonged to a tailor, and the tailor was dyeing clothes. And in this pool was a deep, dark blue ink. And the jackal at first thought he was drowning, and his feet touched the bottom, and he rolled around and stood up and crawled out and laid on the side, hiding from the dogs. And he sat there, and he listened for the dogs, and he couldn't hear them anymore, and the dogs couldn't hear him. And because he was covered in ink, they couldn't smell him. So they went back to the garbage pile to wait for the next noise so that they could attack whatever was around. So when he felt it was safe to come out, he rose up and he snuck out of the tailor's wall through the door, and he tripped and made a noise, and the dogs immediately came charging at him, and he knew this was the end of his life. And all of a sudden he stepped out of the shadows to face what was coming, and the dogs stopped in their track and ran away screaming, and he didn't understand why. And he walked into the forest and had a full belly, but he was kind of sore from the attacks. And he laid around and he noticed that his fur was now blue. And as the day came, all the animals that at one point in time were bullying him and running him around ran from him. Even the great and mighty bear, the lion, avoided him, and the eagle flew away. All these animals that at one point in time ridiculed him and messed with him and attacked him were running from him. Now, the jackal, being one of the most intelligent of the animals, one of the most intelligent beings, thought about this and figured a way that he could take advantage of this. So he whispered, he caught a bird, and instead of eating the bird, he whispered in the bird to deliver a message to all the animals for them to gather so that he could make an announcement. All the animals gathered out of fear for this blue monster that no one had ever seen before. And he made this proclamation. He said, "I have been sent by God to protect you. And I can only protect you if you make me your divine king." And all of the animals there agreed that this blue monster sent by God must have the power to protect them. So they all agreed to make him their king. So he immediately started putting all the animals to work. First off, he needed a nice warm place to stay, and he asked Brother Bear to give up his cave, and he asked Brother Lion and his tribe to go out and hunt for him on a daily basis. He ordered the eagle to bring him fresh chickens every day, and he ordered the snake to bring eggs. He even had the crocodiles and the turtles bring him the water to the cave, so he never had to leave the cave. And this went on for months, because the dye was a strong dye, and it wasn't fading away, and the jackal figured he would go nowhere near no water so that it would wash off, because he was going to ride this as long as he could. And he was living a high life until a pack of jackals came to his forest and started running around. Now, they was out playing jackal games, and he could hear them, and he wanted to go out and play, but he knew that this would give him away, and he could fight this. But it's one thing that all jackals and dogs and wolves and coyotes share. They share love for a full moon. And lo and behold, it was time for a full moon. And when the jackal sensed that the full moon was coming out, and he heard his jackal brothers and all the other canines howling at the moon, he tried to fight it, but he couldn't. So he just figured he would sneak out of the cave in pitch blackness and howl just once. And he did it. and he thought he got away, but sitting out there as usual all night was Brother Owl. Now, Brother Owl was always up, especially at night. And he caught that, and he heard it, and he seen it, and he couldn't believe his eyes. So before the night was over, Brother Owl had flew and told all the animals. He started with the bear. He said, "Bear, you know that big blue monster that we made our king?" Bear said, "Yeah." He said, "I seen him hollering at the moon. You know what that means? He ain't nothing but a jackal." And he flew to the lion, and then he flew to the leopard, then he flew to the crocodile and the turtle, and he flew to the eagle, and he let them all know. You know that big blue thing? That big blue monster that we made our king, who claims that he was sent to us by God to protect us? I seen him hollering at the moon last night. You know what that means? He ain't nothing but a jackal. He ain't nothing but a jackal. He ain't nothing but a jackal. But by the time morning came, all the animals were standing outside of the cave, waiting for the jackal. And when the jackal came out to do his morning stretch, he had a nice surprise waiting for him. Every last one of his subjects was standing outside, looking at him, talking about, "Look at that jackal, lion taking advantage of us." And the jackal tried to sneak as slowly as he could towards the nearest exit, and they pursued him, and they caught him, and they tore him to shreds. Now, that's the end of the story. So, the questions I have for you, and like I said, because from these stories we get lessons. Now, we look at them as children's stories, but the more and more that I'm looking at these tales that I'm coming across to tell my kids, the more and more impressed I am. The question I have is, are you a lying jackal? Because there's a lot of symbolism in this story. Because remember, the jackal, you're gonna hear about him in some of the other tales that I'm gonna tell. Because the jackal is a trickster. Are you pretending to be something that you're not? Do you have, or are you yielding a false authority that will likely shift on you when the truth comes out? What are you doing in your life that fits the image of this jackal that I'm talking about? Where are you faking? Where are you lying? Look at those parts of your life and try to make adjustments before you suffer the fate, psychologically or emotionally, or some of y'all even physically, like the jackal, where you are torn to shreds for pretending to be something that you're not, by using a fake disguise that's not really you, and claiming a power that you may not deserve. So check it out, think about it, and this is Brother Hatim. Thank you for your time. Make sure you check out my blog, Gye-Nyame Journey, Gye-Nyame.com. Also check out, well, this is Spreaker already, but I suggest that you get your own Spreaker station, use it to your advantage, build up your followers and build up your listeners, and build up your brand. This is Brother Hatim saying, you have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, or late night, whenever you decide to be listening to this. And I pray that your day will be as beautiful as you are. This is Brother Hatim, and I'm out. Thank you for your time and your patience. And if you have any questions, please hit me up. Or comments as well. Peace.